Rob, what are you doing? You can't cut your hair before the end of the season. It's really distracting, especially when you're watching the season finale review. What are you doing? But look, yes, I cut my hair and it was hot and it was annoying and I was ready. I was ready to cut it off. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about The Mandalorian. And the truth is, yes, throughout this season I've gone up and down. I've been trying to adjust my expectations and realize that isn't meant to be like this such a deep show. It's surface level, it's fun, it's meant to be entertaining, and that's really it. So why do I feel like this? As with every episode, I'm going to be talking spoilers. So if you haven't seen the episode, you haven't seen the season, maybe you should do that before you watch reviews of the thing. I will just tell you this. I was it was fine. It was fine. I've got problems, but it was fine. So let's get on with the rest of the review. To start off, I want to talk about some positives, okay? Some absolutely killer shots. I mean, it's kind of some of the way that it was shot, it reminded me of in like The Force Awakens or even Rogue One, where it looks like almost like there's a GoPro on the side of a ship as it's flying and you can see the stuff in front of it or behind it or whatever. It's awesome. There's shots with the TIE fighters that are really cool. There's some shots with I guess like cameras mounted on Mandalorians. That's cool as they're flying around. I really really enjoyed it. That fight between the Mandalorians and the stormtroopers, really fun. Like really fun. Some cool shots. Some, let's be honest, some actually pretty violent things that I didn't expect to see. Mando versus or Din Djarin, I should say, because there's a lot more than just Din Djarin as a Mandalorian in this season. But his fights against the stormtroopers or the armored troopers, I guess, trying to get into Moff Gideon's control room, very cool. The fight between Moff Gideon and Bo-Katan, and then when Din Djarin joins in, and Grogu, it's all cool. But there's a lot of things that just stuck out to me that were kind of like, everything went like super breakneck speed in this episode. Things just felt truncated, like almost like we didn't see all of what happened in this little piece of story, right? Like for example, the Axe goes, gets away from everybody, goes up and tries to basically rally the fleet, right? And hey, use the cruiser as a decoy, the siege, right? All that stuff. We see some TIE fighters attack. I think he takes out one, and then suddenly he's re-entering. It's like we missed part of the battle, and I was kind of like, but why did that happen? What happened to the rest? He took out all the TIE interceptors and all the bombers? Really? Okay. But even more than that, there were things that we were building toward, right? Over the last, I don't know, 3 seasons? Like the whole reason why Grogu was so important, why Moff Gideon wanted him. He wanted to create clones with force abilities. And Grogu was part of that. We see clones of Moff Gideon and then they're gone. And it was like, oh, okay. The Darksaber, right? Bo-Katan, Moff Gideon fighting. He crushes her hand with the Darksaber and the Darksaber's done. It's just gone now. It was kind of like a lot of buildup. A lot of buildup for something that was just done. I get the whole thing of, oh, the Mandalorians, each sect and everything, they didn't need the Darksaber anymore to follow Bo-Katan. I get that. All understandable. But it just seems like a really weird, simple way for it to go out. It's just strange. And then Moff Gideon, for 3 seasons, he's been the big bad, right? He's been the guy that's been doing all this stuff, and he's who we've been kind of fighting against, and he's gone now. I mean, maybe they're just making room for Thrawn now. Now that they've decided, yes, we're going to bring Thrawn in and all that stuff. They needed to get Moff Gideon out of the way. I mean, you can't have 2 villains. I mean, that would be crazy. You wouldn't want that. But at the same time, I don't know. It just seems like a very, very quick way to get rid of him. One of the big things that happened at the end was, Grogu is now Din Grogu, and that Din Djarin has accepted him as his son. But I thought that was kind of already established. I don't know if that was meant to be like a big moment, because it felt like, Like, yeah, didn't we all know this? Didn't the armor was like, I mean, okay, this is the way. Now, a big reason why I think we haven't seen Din Djarin remove his helmet is because Pedro Pascal has been very, very busy. And I think that's really it. It's a genius way of being able to have a big star in this role, but he doesn't really have to be there. He can just, we can pay these guys to do all the running and the jumping and the thing, like everything, and then we just have Pedro Pascal do the voice, which is it's just kind of a bummer. I get it. Look, I love Pedro Pascal and I want to see him in more things, and I enjoy what I get to see of him in The Mandalorian. It just feels strange to me. And the thing about Din Djarin is that he has a lot of weaknesses until he doesn't. He can't take out, a bunch of these armored trooper guys and until he can. And that's just one of those things where I'm like, okay. And I will say also, the music in this one is a little better than the last episode, but it still let me down in parts. And it's hard for me to, I don't know, it just feels rushed. It doesn't feel like there's depth to it, which again has been sort of almost a metaphor for how I'm feeling about the series too, is that the series feels like it's all surface level. There's not a whole lot of deep character stuff or anything going on. It's all like, okay, so this happened and then this happened. This person said they were going to do it, and guess what? They did it. That happened. Overall, look, here's the thing. I liked it. I liked the whole season. The whole season's fine. It just doesn't reach the heights of the previous seasons, or even, as a finale, it doesn't reach the previous season's finales either. I think that this season is not the best, but it's still fine. It's a weird place to find myself, where I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, it's fine. It's fine. And now it's just, okay, what's next? I guess my big thing is I don't like feeling that Star Wars is just fine. I like it to be something that just kind of rocks my world a little bit, But it's fine. It's fine. But look, here's the thing. I want to know what you think. Seriously. I want to know what you're thinking. Are you feeling the same way? Or are you feeling the same sort of like it's like I liked it, but it's also kind of and just tell me what you're thinking. I want to know. Let's talk about it down below in the comment section. So, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.